Something the matter, interrogator? The question jolts you awake. You are lost in a dream, walking endless streets. Reality comes rushing back. The warm, damp interrogation room, the heavy plasteel table bolted to the floor. The familiar tang of blood, sweat, and the chemical burn of low-stick smoke. You look at the bloated wretch of a man with broken teeth, shackled before you. You look at the lanky, angular man beside him, Enforcer Fenwick, your dutiful partner in the work of examining men's souls. Fenwick peers over his shoulder at you. His sharp, bird-like features are assembled in an expression resembling concern. "It's just that you looked a little peculiar, is all," he comments. You know that, despite your strange partnership, he is genuinely concerned about you. You lack the sadism of other interrogators. You approach your bloody work with a level of restraint not often seen in the House of Questions. He likes that about you. "No, nothing at all. Thank you, Fenwick." "Please carry on," you reply. He's holding a pair of pliers in the other man's mouth. The shattered remains of a tooth come loose with a familiar crunch. The man in shackles whimpers. You see his grip on consciousness fading. You repeat your question for what feels like the 30th time this evening. "We just want to understand what you saw, Mercer." You trail off. "Mercer Gretsch?" Enforcer Fenwick says helpfully, without looking up. "Mercer Gretsch, could you tell us more about what you saw?" "Something about a city, we heard." For a moment, you see it. A faint glimmer of recognition in his eyes. Your chest tightens. You proceed very delicately. "If you are involved in heresy, we can help you. We can protect you, but you need to tell us exactly what you saw." Mercer Gretsch frantically shakes his head. You lean closer, close enough to smell the blood flowing freely from his mouth. "Gretsch, please, we can make this all stop. You can go home and the bad dream will be over. But we must know what you saw." Mercer Gretsch stares at you ruefully. Again, he shakes his head. "Enforcer Fenwick, fetch the neural probes." He pauses. "Sir, I was thinking—" "Go on, Fenwick." "Perhaps the needles this time." Always trying to use the needles, that one. Like the whole world was one great eyeball, ready to be ruptured by Fenwick and his needles. "No, Fenwick. Mercer Gretsch is an important man. The Guild of Mercers will need him back somewhat intact, I fear." Frustrated, you sigh and wave a hand at Fenwick. He steps in and continues his work. You force Mercer Gretsch's screams to the back of your mind as you step out into the hallway. You tread the familiar path to the 99th floor balcony and retrieve your stashed packet of low sticks, confiscated from a previous detainee. You note the heavy gold type on the pack. Emperor's Choice. "For the Emperor," you mutter to yourself as you light the stick. The smoke burns. Thrown, these are cheap, but it clears your head. You have spent nearly 7 standard years interrogating alleged heretics, conspirators, and plotters for His Majesty. You extracted confessions. You exceeded the arrest quotas. You provided His Majesty with as many show trials as his paranoid heart desired. He saw spies and treachery everywhere. He spoke of plots within plots, double and triple agents. He was beginning to grow mad, and you were one of his many instruments to probe and poke and pry information out of his citizens. Indeed, the House of Questions made exceptional use of your ability to see connections where there seemingly were none. Thriving in the uncertainty and paranoia, you ruthlessly climbed the ladder. Publicly, you were lauded as a prodigy. Privately, people feared your probing, obsessive judgment. Under your watch, thousands of potential heretics had been taken to the gallows, burned in funeral pyres, or thrown off balconies, you think, looking at the 90-story drop below you. Many of whom were former colleagues and superiors who coincidentally stood in the way of your career ambitions. You knew exactly what to say, what evidence to plant, and who to betray. In return for your faithful service to the Emperor, you were rewarded. You received promotions, an office, a Fenwick. They made you feel important, powerful. The Inquisition will be looking to recruit you before long, they said. And so long as you met your arrest and incarceration quotas, you were free to act as you wished. So you pursued your own investigations, following the hidden pattern in the endless statements, interrogations, and evidence, heretics babbling about places that couldn't exist. Speaking of a world on the edge of reality, a city in the sky where no city should be. Exquisite paintings of blue spires and temples carved with obscene symbols, lovingly daubed over official murals in transit hubs. Each one contained a message, intended only for you. The information was rare, but when it came, you devoured it. You jealously guarded any evidence connected to this strange blue city. You dared not share your theories with your colleagues. You could not trust them to handle this information delicately. To support your investigation, you requisitioned several evidence boards and servo skulls from the House of Secrets and installed them in your HAB unit, the walls of your home, covered in parchment. You fall asleep listening to Vox recordings of past interrogations, retracing your notes. Every prisoner catalogued, cross-referenced, their family connections, their work assignments, the dates of their arrests. Whether they speak of the spires, the streets, or the specters of the mysterious Blue City. This mountain of evidence would be incomprehensible to any outsider. But to you, it is a perfectly ordered system. There's something about your collection, a wall of parchment connected by strings of blue thread that you find pleasing. You see the links, every single one. A heretical conspiracy stretching back years, possibly even generations. Every confession, every piece of evidence, moving you closer. Sir? Enforcer Fenwick's voice once again snaps you out of your reverie. Oh, frack, you must have drifted off. How long has it been? Sir, I think he's ready for his confession. You return to the interrogation room. The floor is slick with Mercer Gretch's blood. He is slumped over the table, weeping softly. In a time-practiced gesture, you slide a piece of parchment containing an entirely fabricated written confession to the prisoner. It names 3 co-conspirators, 3 people you sense are important to your investigation, just as you sensed Mercer Gretch was important to your investigation. He signs with broken hands. Chapter 2. You sleep fitfully, dreaming of Enforcer Fenwick taking his needles to your eye sockets. In the dream, he's asking you questions. Your questions. You awake and prepare for work. You check your HAB unit door, still locked from the inside. No one entered while you slept. Good. You take the crowded maglev train to the House of Secrets as usual. You look at the aging murals on the station walls, depicting the Emperor triumphant or planetary defense forces crushing Xenos beneath their boots. One artist gave the Emperor a double chin. Whether an act of heresy or simply poor craftsmanship, you'll never know. You spot some newer murals, hastily thrown together to cover up the infinitely more enchanting paintings of the Blue City. You sense a fearful gaze upon you, as always. People move to avoid you. The black leather uniform of an interrogator may attract a certain degree of scorn, but you are, at the very least, guaranteed a seat. You catch the eye of a young woman staring at you. You stare back, hoping for provocation, a reason to arrest her. The woman drops her gaze. Exhausted by the lack of sleep, you reach the House of Questions and step into the building cafeteria for recaf. Your mind churns with thoughts of the day's tasks. Arrest records to complete. Prisoner reports to file. Evidence to confiscate. You keep your eyes forward, shoulders back, maintaining poise. Interrogators are feared here, even among the rank and file. But they are not liked. 2 enforcers at a corner table stop talking when you enter. You approach the recaf servitor. Its cogitator should have been sealed with the red sigils of the machine god, but you notice only rust. You place your battered plasteel mug stamped with the Imperial Aquila and heave the dispensing lever. Nothing. You look up at the servitor. Empty, vacant eyes stare back. You sense an impatient queue forming behind you. Furiously, you reset the lever. 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Still nothing. In fury, you press your entire body weight down on the lever. The servitor wheezes into life. Its throat opens and it disgorges the blockage, vomiting black, concentrated recaf sludge onto your face, hands, and uniform. The liquid is cold, impossibly, terrifyingly cold. In fury and disbelief, you look up at the servitor. There it is. Just for a moment. It's difficult to see, but it's there. Just behind its eyes, a twinkle of blue light. You see towers stretching into infinity. You lean closer and someone behind you places a hand on your shoulder. You snap back into reality. The servitor's eyes are dull and blank. You realize the other people in the cafeteria are looking at you strangely. You look down at your ruined uniform and storm off, stinking of recaf. Chapter 3. You spot Enforcer Fenwick idling outside your office. He winces at your approach. "Sir, I'm sorry, she just barged in," he starts. "She had all the proper paperwork, sir, stamped by the chief interrogator himself. I frisked her and she's clear, but..." You continue marching towards him. "What on terror are you blathering about?" "She says she's your..." You swing the door open. A woman is sitting behind your desk, in your chair. "Tough day, interrogator?" she asks, grinning. A tall, well-built woman. Sturdy arms, strong jaw. She looks at you with an expression of amusement, mixed with exasperation. "I'm sorry, what..." you begin. She interrupts before you can get the words out. "Apologies for the intrusion, but this was the only way I could see you." She flashes a conspiratorial smile and extends a hand to Fenwick. "Bet he never told you he had a sister, did he? Margaret, by the way." Fenwick stares at her hand, eyes bulging. She pauses and takes a breath. Her expression softens. There is a weariness beneath it. "We want you to come home," she continues. "We were terrified when you left, ranting about a world people couldn't see. We thought maybe, if we gave you some time, it might help." Your sister looks at you with sympathy. It's kind, but deeply sad. The way you'd look at a lost child. "You're confused," you tell her, uncertainty creeping into your voice. She stands up, moving closer. Your face is almost touching. Enforcer Fenwick takes a protective step forward, but you wave him away. She looks at you for a long time. "You're barely him anymore, aren't you? Something has got its claws into you, little brother. And now it's wearing your face. Don't you remember how bad it was? You open your mouth to deny it, but the words won't come. With dawning horror, you realize you no longer remember your old life. Your first clear memory is walking, just walking, until you reach the House of Questions. Everything before that is fragmented, vague and insubstantial, like a story you heard on an old Vox broadcast. You know you grew up on a farm, but you can't picture the farm. You know you had a family, but you can't see their faces. Why can't you see their faces? Your head is spinning, the room tilts, you begin to lose balance. The woman reaches out to steady you, an instinctive, protective gesture. You don't pull away. She gently guides you to the floor before your legs give out. A wave of endless blue washes over your vision. You nearly drift away, but Fenwick is shaking you back into consciousness. Your head is splitting. You taste copper and ozone. You hear infernal whispers. The woman who is not your sister is staring at you, a mix of horror and pity on her face. "We need to get you to a Medicaid." She reaches towards you. You recoil from her touch. A dreadful calm comes over you. Complete clarity. You realize this woman is not your sister. You realize this woman is trying to interfere with your investigation. You realize this woman must be locked away, lest she jeopardize your search for the Blue City. Enforcer Fenwick, you hear yourself scream, the words coming from elsewhere. This woman is a heretic and an imposter. Arrest her. Fenwick hesitates, but only for a moment. He seizes the woman who is not your sister and forces her from the room. Her screams echo down the hallway. As the door slams shut, you catch your own reflection in the cold steel. Something else is looking out through your eyes. Something vast and patient and older than time. Chapter 5. That treacherous woman opened your eyes, and now you can see it, the vast web of conspiracy that is always watching, always trying to obstruct your search for truth. That woman, whoever she was connected to it. But you cannot be deceived. You're getting closer. You see it now in everyone on the maglev train. The commuters, the enforcers, the children clutching ration books. Their faces flicker and overlap. Their souls are paper-thin membranes stretched across the same well of endless blue. You arrest people in the street or drag them from their hab blocks in the dead hours. You no longer sleep. You no longer concern yourself with the sideways glances and muttered comments of your colleagues. Every moment is spent collecting evidence, reviewing old case notes, desperate to complete your investigation before any more interruptions. Your behavior has become increasingly erratic, even by the lax standards of the Nocte Vigilum. You hear other interrogators talking. They're waiting to see if you'll become useful to the Inquisition or need to be purged. Enforcer Fenwick comes to see you. He looks around your hab unit, his face pale with concern. He is speaking, but you can only see the twinkle of the city behind his eyes. You lean forward, staring deeper. He catches you staring and recoils. "Interrogator, you're unwell," he says. You question him for hours. You question him long after he's dead. You keep his eyes open after his heart stops. You stare deep. You can almost see it clearly now. The beautiful, horrifying majesty of the city. In his eyes, you feel a pull, a slip of current, something about to break through. It is closer now, just on the edge of your vision. Chapter 6. Your investigation is nearly complete. You burn your records. You dare not risk anyone following you, retracing your steps. You have prepared the room, the table, the mirror. There is only one soul left to look into, one door left untried, your own. The candle is lit. The chair waits. The implements are laid out on the table. Bone drills, neural probes, and, of course, Fenwick's needles. Finally being put to a more profound purpose. You sit, you stare. You begin your interrogation. You start with questions you've asked 1,000 times before. When did you first see the city? You begin. The interrogation lasts for hours. The hole in your forehead is weeping dark, viscous cranial fluid. You can smell scorching brain tissue from the neural probe within. And Fenwick's needles have done their horrific work, making their incisions to help your sight finally clear. The pain is excruciating, but it brings a kind of clarity. And as with all these blood-soaked interrogations, the truth begins to reveal itself. Your vision clears, and you see it. The endless blue and eternal majesty of the city. A beautiful, horrifying, impossible creation. You stare for an eternity. Towers of impossible geometry, glowing cold light, alive and pulsing. Houses and palaces built from stones older than time, eternally collapsing and rebuilding. Ornate temples carved with infernal symbols stretching into infinity. You can see it all clearly, despite the impossible distance, and moving through it all, ghosts. Ghastly, spectral shapes pouring madly through the endless streets. The things sense your gaze. You feel thousands of sightless eyes staring down at you. They begin to moan. Thousands of voices beckoning, pleading, shrieking all at once. The cacophony tears through your skull, your bones ache, your eyes burn. Infernal symbols sear themselves into your eyes, your skin, your soul, washing over you with the profound, intoxicating revelation of understanding. Your mind swims with thoughts and knowledge beyond your comprehension. The specters reach out through the warp, across time and space. You feel the coldness of their touch. The coldness moves from your fingertips, through your arm, down every nerve ending in your body. Burning so very cold. They pour through you like you're a door. Thousands of them. They are with you now, your brothers and sisters. Creatures of eternal knowledge and wisdom. They are ready. Ready to change this ugly, brutish world. Ready to replace the blood and the shit and the grime. Ready to remake this disgusting planet into a beautiful, impossible city. Interrogator was promoted to Chief Spy Master of the Nocte Vigilum for their outstanding defense of the faith by uncovering the heretical conspiracy led by Enforcer Fenwick. Under the leadership of the new Chief Spy Master, the House of Questions expanded its surveillance powers. Thus began an era known as the Blue Terror. Any mention of the Blue City was met with summary executions of the heretic and any alleged co-conspirators. But at night, citizens saw it. A beautiful, horrifying city bathed in blue, just out of reach, but moving ever closer. This has been Tales from the Ordo Redactus. If you fancy more Warhammer short stories, be a good chap and hit that like button, would you? Perhaps subscribe while you're at it. Good lad.